Everyone.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Yes, yes, of course we are.
Yay!
Brenda
Woo!
Rising. Happy Friday.
Hello. Happy summer solstice.
Happy Feng Shui Friday.
Yes, we are all in alignment with Anita A, my amazing partner, Cheryl V, your stress reduction gurus, coming to you live like we do every Friday. Today is significant because it's summer solstice. I think it's really
Hmm.
cool for a Friday, and I had a card go flying out, so I have to grab that.
Hmm.
Oh, there's been a
Wow.
few of those this year. No,
Summer solstice, and currently, yeah, there's some sun. We had a beautiful little rain this morning, kind of put some little dewdrops on everything.
mm-hmm. Nothing of significance. So the first card that came flying out already, number 12, Wind Dancers. Oh, and we always get our topic and theme of the day from the Feng Shui Personal
Oh,
Paradise
yeah.
card by Tara Catherine Collins. Woohoo!
Can you
Silence.
see it?
Yep, again, perfect place
Okay.
to hold it. Don't move.
Okay.
Too funny. Anyway,
Uh,
so you talked. If you want to start on Wind Dancers, number 12, while I continue to shuffle.
Number 12. Hmm. Well, you know what? I think it has everything to do with Gigi's 90th birthday.
Yeah,
Because 11 children and she's plus one is 12.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of wind dancers, lots of movement
There's
happening.
going to be lots of wind, that's for sure.
Yeah. And well, you know what? We actually have had a lot of wind
We have.
lately.
Yeah.
And you know, there is that opportunity. I know my neighbor next door on her deck, she has a beautiful wind chime.
Hmm.
And so, of course, I quite enjoy, that little bit of wind, and I get to hear that.
Hmm.
And I have a wind chime on my front deck, and it's nice when the wind blows and you hear that, right?
Yes.
But just like with anything, it's all about balance. And I mean, today is a perfect example of balance,
It's like,
right?
take it down.
The
Take it
longest
down
day of the
now.
year. Because, if there's too much wind, then it becomes noise.
Yes.
If there's not enough wind, then you have to strain to hear it. So it's all about, oh,
Hmm.
it's the Goldilocks thing. Oh,
Yep.
we want it just right. And you know
Sharp
what? Feng
Goldilocks
Shui is a
decide.
lot like that Goldilocks story,
Hmm.
right? We're oh no, that's too cold, that's too hot.
Hmm.
We want it just right. So it's all about finding that balance. What's the just right for you?
Exactly.
But yeah, anyways, wind dancers and wind chimes and anything that moves catches our attention
Hmm.
and draws us over there instead of maybe over here where it's blah, kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. So three other cards came out together. So we're playing with four today.
Oh, okay.
And out of those, the number 39 card, closets, drawers, and cabinets.
Hmm.
Number 40, windows and doors. You were just talking about your deck and that. And number 54, finding your balance, the center.
Hmm. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm. Pair those three with number 12. There you go. There's a screenshot of the cards. So, yes, finding your center and your balance. I think for most people on any given day, that's the goal.
100%. Hmm.
Finding our center, finding our balance. Even grounding sometimes can be difficult. My friend knows me so well when we were in Salt Lake City, I was not grounded. She said, "That's it. I'm going for a walk. You need to meditate."
Hmm.
I did a grounding meditation not once, not twice, but three times before I finally got a handle on what was going on. So, sometimes it's necessary, and sometimes we just simply forget. We get so busy doing other things for other people and doing what we do, right? That we forget about our own balance and our own center and our own grounding. So, as you
Mhm.
go about working with your family to get ready for Gigi's 90th birthday, happy birthday, Gigi,
Mhm.
this afternoon and tomorrow, because that's going to be busy for you. And there's, even though there's lots in your family, there's lots of ideas too.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, you know. It's just like, yeah, cook for 150 people. Yeah, no problem. It's just
It's just
we
what you do.
you know, everybody chips in and
Mhm.
yeah, it's easy. Anyways, yeah.
Cool. Well,
It'll
then let's
be
talk about closets, drawers, and cabinets because I think it falls in there. And that may come up with because yesterday I was out at working out at Bluegrass where I've been this spring, and we were cleaning out the lean-to, which becomes a dumping ground
mm,
because it's very easy to just, oh, it's an extra pallet, shove it in there. Well, then when you want to go and get supplies, you're climbing over pallets of other product to get to the one thing that you want. So by day's end, we actually had rows you could take a cart down to get to absolutely every single pallet.
mm.
But it took five of us 5 or 6 hours to do that. So sometimes you need to create chaos in order to find that center and that balance. And then when it's all done and you step back and go, oh, nice.
Well, you know what? And that kind of goes back to that wind, the wind dancers, right? I mean, the wind, when it comes up in full force, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of just blowing everything around. And then when the dust settles, when the dust settles,
You can
uh,
have a brand new landscape in some places.
mhm. Yeah, so where in your home right now can you use those two things, you know, the wind, where can you go in and do some, like
Like a
Cheryl said,
clean sweep.
create some chaos so that you're going to have some calm, you know, closets and drawers. And sometimes with the closets and drawers, it really is absolutely the best thing to do is just to take everything
Everything.
out of them and just, you know, like I'm getting a visual right now in their closet. Just take everything out of the closet and throw it on the bed,
Hmm.
right? Um, just take the drawers and empty them out, and then only put back those things that lovingly serve and support your highest good, right? Because again, we get so complacent in our own home and we think, oh, you know, I'm going to keep that for a special occasion or well, whatever. I mean, there's so many reasons people keep stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, and I know
so,
for myself in my closet, I still haven't. I went to golf the other day and I had to go where I put my son. I have one closet downstairs. That's my transition seasonal closet. And I haven't brought my spring and summer clothes up yet. We're the first day of summer today.
mhm,
Well, coming up.
yeah,
Um, and so my closet is upstairs is stuffed full because I've been bringing things up, but I haven't been taking the winter stuff down.
mm. Well, because there have still been some chilly days.
There have been
I
some chilly
never do
days.
that because, yeah. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, where can you take some time? Because we are actually supposed to get a little bit of rainy weather in the next couple of days.
In our
So
area.
think about an area in your home right now that has been causing you a little bit of, you know, angst or anxiety, or
Stress.
it's kind of in the weighing in the back of your mind, going,
Mhm.
oh yeah, every time I go in the whatever drawer to look for something, it just, right? Just think about where, whatever space that is, and then just do 20 is plenty. Set your
Mhm.
timer on your clock, 20 minutes. Instead of scrolling on your phone or watching TV, just do something in the closets and drawers. And it might be getting into the windows and doors, right? What do you
Exactly.
see outside your window? Is it something that lifts your energy? Energy up, energy down, energy neutral. Where does it make you feel?
Hmm.
And it might be just, oh, you know what? There's some little prints on the window. I gotta wipe the window off so I can see clearly through the window. Might be an opportunity if you're a chair
Uh-oh.
inside your home and you're looking out a window and there's nothing visual, right? There's no visual stimulation. Oh, there's an opportunity maybe
Hmm.
to hang a wind chime or a windsock or something whimsical that catches your attention that kind of puts a little smile on your face.
Exactly. And as a landscaper, the winter time when you're looking at your landscape, I was just having this conversation with a gentleman yesterday. Look at your landscape from the inside of your house out as well, because you're the one who should be enjoying your landscape. It's nice to have it nice for neighbors and for people passing by, but ultimately it's your property. So what are
Hmm.
you looking at when you're looking out the window? That's
Hmm.
important, hugely important. So thank you for
Hmm.
bringing that up, Anita. I wanted to go back to the closets, drawers, and cabinet because I just had a thought. So you know how you'll
Uh-huh.
put on, we were talking about clothes,
Hmm.
and you'll put on a coat you haven't worn for a while, and you put your hand in the pocket and you pull out a
Some
tissue
money.
or a candy or whatever. I've actually found credit cards that I thought I had lost and reported stolen before. That's happened. So if you think of your closets and your drawers and your cabinets as your pockets, what goodies or not so goodies can you find that you discover when you're cleaning things out? It might almost be like a mystery hunt.
Mm.
Make it a little fun. Ooh, what will I discover?
Hmm. I remember when we were kids, it was fun to go through mom and dad's closet
Hmm.
and for that reason and put your hand in the pockets because sometimes you might find a quarter. It's like, "Ooh,"
Hmm.
right?
Exactly.
Something like that. Anyways.
It's the same with cleaning out purses that you haven't used if you're someone who changes your purse over quite often,
Hmm.
or backpacks, or whatever the case may be. Even luggage. If you haven't used it since the last time, and last time you went on a tropical holiday and it hasn't been used in a year, or whatever the case may be, what didn't you unpack? Sometimes I keep stuff in there for the next travel trip, but sometimes it's stuff that doesn't need to be in the suitcase. I was just too damn lazy to take it out at the time.
Hmm.
So it's
Hmm.
little pockets. Think of it like that. Little
Oh,
pockets, little
yeah.
areas of stagnant energy that can
Hmm.
really shift and change your day.
Hmm. And we're gonna have more sunlight today, so
Yeah.
yay.
Exactly. We noticed that driving home last night. It was 9:30 and it was like it was the middle of the afternoon. But I've also noticed, because we're dog sitting, that the dog doesn't know sleep
Mm.
because it's daylight so much. He thinks he should be outside walking and playing
Oh yeah. Hmm.
at,
Hmm.
10:30 at night and at 5 o'clock this morning. No, but I want to go back
Hmm.
to the windows and doors a little bit too, because this is a perfect opportunity, like you said, Anita, for what's looking out your window. Can you open your door fully? Um, what's blocking it? Is there anything blocking it? Maybe it needs a wipe down. I don't know about anybody else, but we have a lot of spruce trees around us, and there is a fine layer of yellow pollen
Mm.
on everything. The doors, the handles, the ledges, literally everything. So maybe that card came up for me because it's time to wipe everything down. I'm not sure on anybody else, but it definitely
Oh.
is a factor.
Mhm. And you know what? It is one of those things that gets missed when you're doing your weekly
Normal.
chores, the weekly
Exactly.
cleaning, right? Wiping down the doors.
Hmm.
Um, And you know what? It's always fun. It's always fun. We do this at Chinese New Year,
Hmm.
where you intentionally clean the doorway, clean the inside of the door, the outside of the door, clean the window, if it's in the foyer, like at my house, and just do that intentionally to welcome in that new energy. So today, is a real energetic portal. It's an energetic day. Lots of things happening in the cosmos that we can definitely invite some of that good chi into our
Hmm.
home, and it might be just that we need to do that intentionally. Clean your front entrance, doorway, window, and just set your intention for the remainder of
Of the
this
summer.
year. And
Yeah.
just because we're halfway through the year.
We're in the center.
Wow.
Love how this comes up. Always comes back around. You really can't make this up. The cards that come up. Um, Going back to the wind dancers, just think of the motion of washing and cleaning, right? Your hands, all the movement. You're
Mm.
a wind dancer at your front door calling in chi.
Hmm.
Come on
Yeah,
in, come and
absolutely.
visit,
I
right?
like that.
And, some body parts may start moving a little bit more than others, and that's why I put my
I
arms.
always get a visual of those things that you see at the car dealership,
Yes.
the 20-foot man,
Mm-hmm.
doing that thing. I always get that visual when I see wind dancers. Anyways,
Well, isn't that how you dance?
yeah, pretty much. I'm like a wind dancer.
You are a wind dancer. 100%, my
Ah,
friend. 100%. And I know your mom is. And
yeah.
there'll be some dancing tomorrow, having celebrating her birthday, because
Yeah, I don't
that's
think
very
she'll be
significant.
dancing, but anyways,
Aw.
she
In
might
her
be chair,
heart, she'll be dancing.
she might be chair dancing. Yeah.
Yeah. In her heart,
Anyways.
she'll be dancing, which is
Mhm.
good.
And in her heart, absolutely. Um, so yeah, let's go back to the balance. Balance kind of wraps it
Hmm.
all up too, because really, at the end of the day, that's what we're all seeking. We're all
Yeah.
seeking to get back into balance, back into homeostasis. We don't like it when life is so chaotic over here, and we don't like it when it's so still over here. We like, that beautiful balance. And how wonderful that Mother Nature is reminding us of that today. And
Hmm.
you started out talking about being grounded. And when we take into consideration the five elements
Yes.
into our life, whether it's into our visual environment, whether it's you can use the five elements in the way we eat. I mean, there's no thing that shows up in our physical reality that hasn't come originally from one of the five elements.
Hmm.
And so I think really this solstice, the balance card is all about that, those five elements. That the element of earth, as you
Yes.
said, it's that reminder to be grounded, right? What's underneath your feet, the
Hmm.
ground that you walk on. That's the stability, the foundation. And then, from the earth, we get the element of metal, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Metal, that's our mental capacity. Sometimes we're too much in the metal
Hmm.
element. Um, And then, of course, the metal, holds on to, it's like a container of that holds on to the water, right? And
Exactly.
the water element, so important. How much water have you been consuming? Have you been quenching your thirst? How much water there's again, so important in our vitality and to get back into that balance. And then from the water, well, the water feeds the plants, the trees, the wood element, and we need all of that to sustain life. And then the wood, eventually Mother Nature comes in and starts a fire and because we need that fire in nature to produce new growth. And then the ashes go back to earth. So it's a beautiful, nourishing cycle. It's all about balance.
It's all about balance. And
Yeah.
even when we talk about the five element theory, when you walk into a space, so, and I'm sure you've all experienced this, and just type in the chat if you resonate with this, and it's cold. And it's not the temperature cold, it feels cold. Odds are there's a lot of white and pastel color, the furniture, the walls, very sterile environment. It's not welcoming. It feels cold.
Hmm.
That's very metal heavy element. So we'll try and bring in some of the other elements to balance that.
To warm it up.
Yep. Or you've walked into a place and it's very heavy, like being in the middle of a forest and you get lost and disoriented. It's because there's too much wood element. So
Hmm.
that's why balance and finding your center, hugely important. And I think as busy and as much energy is going on in the world today, finding our center and staying grounded is more important than ever.
Hmm.
And catching yourself. We all get off balance. Put me in a vehicle, and likely within 15, 20 minutes, I'm cursing at somebody.
Hmm.
And I'm catching myself. I'm becoming more and more aware. It's like, okay, you're judging them. Someone else in a vehicle is judging you. So guess what? Um, but it's an awareness thing. And just check yourself. Apologize if you need to.
Hmm.
Because all of that going out is just adding to. So finding our center, be the person that everybody kind of likes to hang around because your energy is just calm and steady.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm tallying up the numbers
Okay.
here.
You
And
tell me what you get.
oh, I think I get a one.
Okay. I've got 40, so a 4.
Hmm.
39, which equals a 12, which equals a 3.
Hmm.
A 12, which equals a 3. And 54, that equals a 9. So I get 19. And 1 and 9 is 10. So just so people knew how we came to that number. That's all I did.
Hmm. Hmm.
And as always, I turn to double digitology, Marilyn Harper, Joy Roby.
Hmm.
And let's talk about the number 1. The
New
single one,
beginnings. Oh.
yeah, represents individuality, oh my goodness, a creative approach to igniting new, exciting, wondrous ideas. Getting started on a new project or a new job. Cleaning out your closets, doors, and cupboards.
Hmm. Hmm.
Persistence that will not be distracted from its own boldness. And this was me yesterday, also carries with it a bit of bossiness. Well, that's me every day. Sometimes a fearlessness of one's own power and a quest for paying attention to your own foundation. The courage to stand alone as a pillar of strength or that center of groundedness for those around you. Like literally, you can't make this up.
Hmm. No.
Brings us back to center. Do you want to add anything else to that? Did we have any comments or questions?
No, no comments. I think we have some silent watchers
Well,
today.
that's all right.
Yeah.
They're having their morning coffee.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and you know what? Every day there's an opportunity for a new beginning. And
Absolutely.
again, we only have to look at Mother Nature to say, you know what? The things that I looked at out there in my yard yesterday are not the same today, right?
No.
Could be a new bloom, a leaf that's, popped out. things are constantly shifting and changing. And so there's
Mhm.
always that opportunity for number one, for that new beginning, which
Exactly.
it's all about a fresh start. So maybe it's emptying out your drawer today and having a fresh start. Throwing the clothes on the bed, having a fresh start. Um, Letting that wind come through your house, opening some windows and doors, you know, that cleans the energy, gives
Hmm.
a new perspective. Um,
A fresh start.
and then all of that is about just finding your balance. Hmm.
And I think a little bit of that is also allowing it and trusting it. So our friend Sandra was just on a journey and she had a beautiful post this morning about trusting that the universe has your back.
Mm.
And she talked about their journey home from their trip and things that could have taken her off center. She just went, nope, the universe has my back.
Divine timing.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
universe has my back. The universe has my back. And the trip home was lovely. Even
Mhm.
the little things that could get you annoyed and cursing at someone in traffic can be lovely. Little things that happen to your vehicle. You don't know why that happened. You don't know that for whatever reason, your vehicle wouldn't start, so you weren't going to be in this lane of traffic when something happened. You just
Mhm.
don't know. You just got to trust.
Trust, trust, trust.
Trust, 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 trust.
Okay, well, what are we going to leave everybody with here, Cheryl?
Yeah, I think finding your balance is, we are in the middle of the year, like you said. It's summer solstice. You have a lot more daylight today than you're going to have in the upcoming months. So find that center point. Find your balance in the middle of your home, in the middle of your room, in the middle of your day, in the middle of the year. And just ground into Mother Gaia and see how much she has your back. The universe
Mm,
has your back.
love
That's what I
that.
want to leave.
Love that. Okay, well, we are all in alignment with Anita A. and Cheryl V., your stress reduction gurus, and tune in again with us next Friday.
Yay! Have a great week, everybody.
Mhm.